And welcome back. Using the correct etiquette is an important part of meeting royalty.
But some people do actually get it wrong. For example, George Bush was caught winking at the Queen. You'd never believe it. Couldn't write it. Michelle Obama got a little touchy-feely. There she is. Oh, too much. Oh, bit of a hug. And Kate's mum, Carol, was caught on camera chewing gum whilst watching William at an army event. Oh, dear.
Oh, boy. Okay, now with us is expert William Hanson, who will enlighten us on the do's and don'ts when meeting and dining with royalty and the differences in US and UK etiquette. Welcome, William.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, so when you meet the Queen, I would imagine you bow to the Queen, yes?
You do. Now, what you did there, if I can stop you, you bowed from the waist.
I don't know if
now,
I'll be able to get back up.
At the end of a Broadway show, that's absolutely fine. Yep. But when we're meeting royalty, it's for gentlemen, it's from the neck. So it's just a bow of the head.
Just a bow of the head. I did not know that.
Very good. You do now. And Amanda, when you're curtsying, you don't want to do an elaborate thing. You don't want to go down too far because you may never come back up. So
I've had a few drinks.
Well, exactly. So it's just right foot behind the left foot and a slight bob.
Okay, so what happens if I put left foot behind right? Will I be kicked out of the palace?
No, you won't. No, you'll be fine. But it's easier if you do right foot behind left.
What's the absolute worst thing you can do?
Well, the worst thing you could do is to not bow or curtsy at all. However, we should just say that's if you're a British citizen. If you are a member of another country where Her Majesty is not your monarch, you don't have to, but it is considered polite to do that.
That's nice. Now I don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
Americans don't like
get
to
away
have to
with
do
it.
anything. Yeah, all right, good. All right, shall
Now
we sit down to dinner?
Yes, we've got a lovely table here.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
very good.
See?
Very good etiquette.
He's well trained, William.
Now, you do sit down once Her Majesty has sat down.
Oh,
you don't sit down before. But let's pretend Her Majesty has sat down.
Okay.
Now, we've got this vast array of cutlery in front of us, and it can be quite daunting to some people. But once you know the basics, it's very easy. So, napkins. The napkins go on our lap. They don't get tucked into our shirt collars. We're not a baby.
And you don't do anything like this, right?
Yeah.
Like shake
Oh,
it
not
out.
at all.
You just
Ghastly.
very,
No.
very gently put it on the lap.
Now, we've got our soup spoons here, and the soup spoons are slightly rounder. And we've got this lovely soup here, but of course we don't want to get it all over us. So, now soup is normally served as a first course. So we start from the outside and we work inwards with the cutlery. Okay. And we go away. We tip
away from the body.
From
okay.
us.
All right. Oh, lots of slurping.
Start the car. No.
You slurp?
You don't slurp at all.
Oh, my
it's
goodness.
a little sip. Dainty. You want to be dainty. You don't want to look silly, you know, like you don't want to sort of camp it up. You just want to look refined and dignified, especially at the palace.
Soup couldn't be harder to eat.
It's hard to eat at an event. And now I have a question. In the UK, is it okay to tilt your bowl to get the last bits of the soup out?
That's absolutely correct, yes. And you tilt it away from you, and again you scoop away and then towards you. Okay. That is the correct way to eat soup.
Can I just say, this spoon is massive. How do you get...
Oh, no. You don't put the whole thing in your mouth. No, you just use it to pour to the lips, and it's the side of the spoon closest to you that goes into your lips.
Okay, now, what about anything about drinking? I mean, sometimes you go to these parties and there's so many glasses of stuff on the table, you know, are you supposed to just grab it all?
Glass? No, not at all. And again, like soup, you're supposed to sip, not down it all in one. You don't do that, that's awful. With the glasses, they should be placed in the order that you're going to use them. So for a first course, you might have fish or soup, so it might be a white wine. So our white wine that we've got here, it will go toward sort of the closest to us because we're going to use it first. Then if it's a beef, it'll as the main course, then that glass goes sort of next. And then champagne you use for the toast, the royal toast or a toast to the married couple, to William and Catherine, that goes furthest away.
What about knives and forks? I mean, because I do tend and elbows on tables because I kind of no.
I have a question. Now, I know that you're allowed to put your elbows on the table if there's no food on the table. At least in the United States, that's okay if you're having a conversation. If you're conversating,
Well, I wouldn't advise it over here. I would suggest because you can fall into the habit of having your elbows on the table.
Okay.
All right.
But when there's no food on the table, things are slightly more relaxed.
Okay, great.
So no elbows. What about knives and forks? Is there a way of going in?
Yes. Well, now this is a difference between UK or Western dining in Britain, British dining, and American dining. In America, you'll hold the fork in the left hand, the knife in the right, and cut everything up, but then put the knife down, turn the fork the other way around in the right hand, and scoop everything up.
I will say I'm an American, but I don't do that because I think that it takes a lot. It's a lot of swapping.
Yeah.
It takes more time. I like the British way or the continental way of cut the food, put the food right into the mouth. It gets the food in
Yes,
faster.
and you don't cut everything up all at once. You just cut off a little bit and eat that bit.
I'm not going to tell you that I do like to eat with my hands. Oops, I just told you. That's probably not.
And do keep your
acceptable
elbows
at all.
in. Don't knock out. A good exercise to do is using a piece of paper, put it under the arms, and practice eating. If that piece of card or paper falls away, then you know you failed.
Is it true that the Queen, if she's finished, that everybody else must stop finishing?
It is, yes. Once she finishes, everyone else
But what
stops.
if you are starving?
Well, then you've got to eat before. Her Majesty is aware, though, that she's a fast eater and will watch
Okay.
to judge.
What if you don't like something, that you're sitting there at the dinner table and you're just not a fan? Is it rude not to eat it?
It is considered rude, yes, especially if you're going to the palace or someone that you don't, if you know them very well. If it's a family dinner, you can get away with sort of anything, really. But it is polite to try a little bit of everything, just to say that you've tried it, and then leave it if you really don't like it and you have a
It's no
problem.
wonder royals look stuffy, because honestly, if you had to keep your elbows like that
Oh,
and then do
practice.
that, I mean,
Practice.
really,
Practice.
darling.
All right, well, we'll practice all the way till tomorrow. But we're not invited, so it doesn't
no,
matter anyway.
exactly.
So let's
We can just
the
slurp
soup. All right.
away. Okay.
Coming up, thank you so much,
That's
very
a
much.
pleasure.
Coming up on TLC, we have the hot news on who's going to be at the wedding and, maybe more importantly, who isn't.
We know it's not, it's us. Plus, we will find out just what's going to be in Harry's speech, and we'll pay a visit to our reporters around London for that last-minute scoop.
Keep it here on TLC. So if we don't like the soup, we can just leave.